Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you tell us something about yourself?
My name is Deborah. I'm 26. I'm French. I've got a degree of international trade, economics, and I've been traveling for the last 2 years and a half through Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia now. Pretty much,
You're from France, but you speak English so well. Can you share with us some way to study English well?
So what happened is I learned English at school for 10 years, 2 hours a week, which was literally nothing because all the teachers are French and they really try to teach us the grammar and how to read and how to write, but I couldn't speak a word of English. After 10 years of learning English, it was really bad. So because I decided to learn international trade, I knew I had to speak English. So I decided to do an exchange program and go study in England for 1 year. So I turned up in England with all my classmates British. I was playing sports, all people playing sport with me British, all my class in English, so I didn't have a choice. You can't just live somewhere and sit at a table and wait for someone French to turn up, so I had to try, make mistake, and I had some good friends. I just told them to actually correct me each time I was making a mistake, a big one, or they couldn't understand me. And just talking and listening to English all the time. I started watching movie in English with French subtitles at first, reading books in English because that actually helps a lot for sentences and everything. And after maybe 2 months of constant English, I really started to have a conversation, a proper conversation in English. That's what helps me a lot.
In your opinion, what is the best way to study English? The best way?
The best way is probably to surround yourself with native English speaker. So which means someone from England, Canada, USA, Australia, New Zealand, Wales, Scotland, all those people that actually speak natively English and won't really make mistakes, even though sometimes British don't really speak well English, but and try to really speak the most English as you can, even if it's not with people who are from English speaking country, but people who can speak English, those group tonight. It's amazing because you have to speak English. It's the best way to learn, really living English. So you speak English, you listen English, you watch movie English, you read English. You have to kind of cut yourself from your own language.
Immerse ourselves.
Immerse yourself in the language. That's literally the best way to do it. It's gonna be so fast. If you do as I was doing in classes 2 hours a week, you forget. You maybe gonna learn 1 or 2 words and then the next week you forget them. If you always talk, you're gonna learn how to construct sentences, how to have a dialogue. You're gonna recognize what the person say, how the person asks you a question, so how you can answer using the verbs and the nouns they used and everything. It's really the best way to do it. I would advise people to come to those groups and definitely talk English as much as they can and watch movie in English or read. But watching is you've got the hearing, so you can hear it. And maybe even if it's first with subtitles, but watch movie in English. It helped me a lot because I remember after maybe a month, I was on my computer and was watching a movie, and I don't know why I had to look on something for internet for my mom because she sent me a text, and so I opened a new page on my computer and I was already watching a movie, and I still heard the movie on the background and I could still follow the movie, and that's when I was I'm ready to remove the subtitle.
In your opinion, how long would it take for the beginners to speak English fluently if they study English at English Space?
I guess do you mean if they've got still some basic, they learn I, you, beginners. From the beginners, if they really play the game and speak English all the time, so live with people who speak English you do, for example, in your homestay. I think after maybe 3 months or 4.
3 months?
3 or 4 months every day, really intensively, it'd be definitely a good level. It wouldn't be fluent. You still make mistakes, but you definitely be able to have a normal conversation. People will be able to understand you, and you'll be able to make yourself understood. And I think that's what's important. Like, I'm still lacking vocabulary. For example, in when my friends speak about construction, like building, I've got no idea what they're talking about because you know the vocabulary is specific. But I'm talking about just talking like we talk now. I think
like
that
basic conversation.
I think that 4 months, like if you really immerse yourself, would be a good time to actually have a good level of English.